What's up? BigHerc916. Positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know, we do it over here. You know, when I share stuff with you guys, I try to get you to think outside the box, to reflect, and to look at life and what it means to you. As a young kid, I know I always felt like I didn't fit in and certain things didn't add up. And I didn't understand why, but I tried to conform to a degree, but it just didn't fit well with me. So I always did things out the box. Listen to this.
Best way to keep a prisoner from escaping is to make sure he never knows he is in prison. In 60 seconds, you will understand how you are being held back by the Matrix. 1. Salary is the drug they give you to forget your dream. 2. School teaches you to follow rules, not break them. But only the rule breakers are the ones who succeed. 3. They don't want a nation of thinkers. They want a nation of workers. 4. You worked for 40 years, 8 hours a day. And after 40 years, you're still broke. Think about that for a second. 5. They teach you to be a good consumer, not a good producer. But in today's world, it's more important than ever to be able to create value. 6. They give you comfort through video games, movies, and shows. Comfort is a drug. Once you get used to it, it becomes addicting. Give a weak person consistent stimulation, tasty food, and cheap entertainment.
Even though I didn't know what was wrong with certain things that were going on around me, as far as structure, schooling, the way I was being taught certain things, I tried my best to do what I needed to do to perform well in those areas, but in the back of my mind, I always questioned. You know, I was the kid in church that kept one eye open, always looking to see what the preacher was doing when he told everybody to pray. I was a kid in math class when the teacher would do math. I would go and ask him questions about how he got the answer and then show him how I got the answer. And if the way I got the answer was okay because it wasn't the way he got his answer. I watched shows on TV that didn't necessarily look like me, but they were shows that I felt like I could implant myself in them to be those characters. Whether it was like watching James Bond, whether it was watching, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, if it was watching auto racing, whatever it was, I always tried to picture myself in those scenarios, even though I didn't have access to those things around me. I didn't have access to race cars or, going on these exotic trips in James Bond or, some of the places they were on Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous. But I knew that what the people were doing around me weren't going to get me to where I wanted to go. Not knocking the work effort, because I learned a lot from watching my grandfather, who bust his ass going to work, had a military retirement and had a job after the military, then retired from that, and bought property and had multiple cars, and went on vacations, did his thing, and worked hard. So the discipline of working hard, I knew you couldn't be lazy to be successful in life, but you had to be smart. You had to invest. You had to look outside your surrounding environment to those who had success if you wanted success. If the people around you didn't have what it is you were trying to acquire, then you had to go outside that circle and find people that had what it was you were trying to acquire and ask them questions, and not be afraid to say, hey, maybe I don't have X amount of dollars, but this is what I do have. What would you suggest? Or do you have any opportunities I can get involved in? How could I elevate my game? And if you do that, you'll be blessed, because being humble and inquisitive is rewarding. It will bring you rewards, because there's things you learn from what you don't know. So I'm always inquisitive. I'm always working on new ideas. Not afraid to ask questions. Not afraid to be a student. Not afraid to have a disciplined work ethic. And these things, young people, old people, if you practice these things, you'll win in life, man. You'll win in life if you are disciplined, and you're consistent. You're somebody who doesn't give up easily. You're not afraid of criticism. You know that things of purpose, things of meaning take time to build. Nothing happens overnight. All these different things, and sometimes when you're young, you get frustrated. You're thinking things aren't happening as fast as they should. Maybe they should be happening faster. The people around you, you're trying to share ideas with, they doubt you. They question the things you're trying to accomplish. Well, those aren't the people that are going to be there at the end of the road for you. You have to get around people who have already been there, because they know what you're going through and they can help you get through it. It's the people who can only see what's in front of them. Those are the people who are limited. Those are the people who, they don't know how to tap into their imagination. They don't understand how imagination kindles a soul. How the imagination is where everything happens. That's where your reality happens. If you can imagine something, you can make it your reality, because your imagination is your ability to create, is the ability to see things to come. If you can't imagine, you don't see things that you can't touch, then you're basically living in a very limited environment. Your reality is limited. If it's not something you can directly go to and get immediate gratification, then you're never gonna reach your full potential. And maybe you're cool with that. Maybe your full potential is working for somebody else, doing what somebody else tells you, and really not leaving where you came from, and just kind of going with the rhythm. Nothing wrong with that either. Some people do that. They never leave their immediate surroundings. I don't know. I've always been an adventurous person, and if you're one of those people and you do things that are different than that which you were groomed with, things that you were brought up to do, now you're doing things totally different. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with change. There's nothing wrong with trying to find a different you, a new you, recreating yourself. You can recreate yourself as many times as you want. You don't have to get stuck to the point where you feel like, oh man, this is ran its course. Well, if whatever you're doing has ran its course, then try something new. Who's stopping you from starting a new career? Who's stopping you from educating yourself on something you're not familiar with? You know, you have YouTube now. You know, I get on there and I watch videos on art. I watch videos on drawing. I watch videos on, you know, when I want to fix on a car, certain little things, house stuff, you know, all these different things now. You can literally just go to school on your phone and learn how to, whether it's make a table, whether it's, you know, to redo a part of your roof, or, you know, paint a car, or whatever the case may be. There's so many, you know, do-it-yourself videos out there that you can tap into, and at the end of the day, it can be rewarding. So don't shortchange yourself, man. Don't shortchange yourself, and don't get stuck in the rut and let you know, just negative energy take you down a dark hole to the point where you lose yourself and give up. You don't ever want to give up, man. Sometimes you just got to, you know, shake it off. You know, go for a morning run or bike ride or swim or something. You know, just get rid of it. And, you know, even at your lowest, keep thinking, like, if whatever it is you want, if you could have that, how would you feel if you were in that nice car, you know, walking down the hallway in that nice home you want, you know, traveling in that exotic vacation? What does that look like? What does it smell like? What type of food are you eating in that nice house? Or if you're on a vacation and you're on the beach, what are you drinking? What type of flavor of drink are you having? And how does that the weather, how does that ocean breeze, how does it feel on your skin? These are the things you got to visualize if you want to be able to make it a reality. If you don't have the visualization and you can't see yourself being there, it's not going to happen. You have to feel like it's already happened. It's just a matter of when, because it is happening. If it's happening in your mind, it's happening in reality, because that reality is somewhere in this, in you know, whatever dimension. You just got to walk that plane. So some of the things I think about, man, you just, you know, I reflect, and even in my darkest, and I used to have to just deal with that horrible place, man, where I was, you know, trapped for years, and I used to just fantasize about, you know, what kind of car would I be driving if I was on the street, and man, where would I be going? What kind of food would I be eating? What would I be wearing? You know, what are some of the things I do in my free time? And man, blah, blah, blah. I just thought about all these different things, and I would play scenarios out in my mind over and over again. You know, I had to survive in the reality I was in, behind the wall, but that was only temporary. I was focused on the reality I was going to live, and that's how I was able to make that transition and not have an institutionalized mentality or allow myself to get out and feel like life was hopeless. There's people right now who don't realize that life is not hopeless. It's not that bad. You know, they have programs like the video said, you know, where they want you to get conditioned to think that you're limited, or you have to do this program, but you don't have to. Create your own program, man. And don't let anybody dictate to you what your potential or what your likes are, or what your vision is. Go after your vision, man. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to the Muscle Up car channel. The link's in the description. Got the wide body Porsche behind me. I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos on this car. I just did a video on the Muscle Up channel. I'm about to put a carburetor up in here. Tired of dealing with the Holly Sniper system, man. I kind of talk about it. I spent, you know, the money I spent on the Sniper, I could have got probably 5 or 6 carburetors, man. I'm over it. So I'm gonna put the carburetor on her. I got the small block in here, and I'm gonna be, you know, really cruising and enjoying this car. And then I got a couple other old school cars I'm gonna be bringing to my car channel and you guys will enjoy these cars, man. One of them is named after my grandmother, and another one is the 72 Chevelle. You know, you guys haven't seen that car in a while. It's close to being done. It's a monster. So subscribe. That's my other passion, man. And I'm doing a rebranding of the BigHerc916 channel with as far as like all the clothing stuff. So I'll be doing a drop only once a month, and it will only be for 24 hours. So when I drop, it'll be 24 hours available. You can go in and you can order the clothes, and I'll have the dates. And when you order, that's what it is, and then it's not available no more. So everything will be, you know, limited edition, signed by me, and we're about to turn this thing up, man. So support, represent BigHerc916. You know how we do it. Share the channel, subscribe, hit that
store and pick you up a sticker for your car, or a patch, or a sticker for your laptop, or maybe a beanie, or read one of the many books that BigHerc916 has authored.
To pick up a limited edition GTA poster signed by me for $10, or with your purchase of a Wig Splitter Porsche t-shirt, I'll throw in a free poster.
They're coming. I gotta hurry up and wash my ass. Go to BigHerc916.com, pick you up a bar of soap, and wash your ass, or else you're gonna be under arrest too. Oh shit.